Ladies and gentlemen, night number 4 is upon us. We've got 2 days left, and the World Championship race is coming down to the wire. I mean, it's still within a round wind of anybody, so I'm not even going to call it. It's crazy. But last night, I'll tell you what, we talked about it. It was the rideable pin, the rider-friendly pin, and watching that round last night was anything but rider-friendly to these Cowboys that are coming in banged and bruised, and we'll get to that in just a little bit with a ton of injury updates, and it's going to be very interesting to see who's in and who's out coming into the final 2 days of competition here at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, exactly. Just I think a lot of Cowboys were riding even though they were hurt. You know, some ankles and ribs were kind of out of place there, but they all still got on, so we'll see how it feels tonight.
Well, that's just Cowboy attitude. If they're not dead and they're still breathing, they're going to be getting on, as long as Dr. Tandy Freeman says it's okay to do so.
Yeah, for sure. And then our Justin Sports team last night, I think, was fantastic.
You know, and let's talk about that a little bit, because one of the deals is, just like any professional sport over the last couple of years, the whole concussion protocol has really evolved. And up until, like I said, a couple of years ago, the sport of rodeo is if you're breathing, you're living, you're getting on. But just due to the safety and concerns of people, the concussion protocol has been put in place by the Justin Sports Medicine team and Dr. Tandy Freeman. And there are one guy in particular, which I said we'll get into a little bit later, that we're not going to know until showtime whether he's in or out, because he's got to pass a complete concussion protocol after a huge wreck last night.
Which just makes you wonder, you know, some of those Cowboys just wear hats, but is helmets going to be the way to go if we keep getting all these concussions? What do you think? They
wouldn't be the sport of rodeo if it wasn't up to the guys to decide whether they want to wear them or not. But I know for a fact that Cody Lambert is really pushing for, I believe it's starting next year, that anybody entering the PBR from now on is required to wear a helmet. I doubt it'll ever pass, but at least that the PBR is doing what they can to maintain the safety and integrity of the sport. So,
yeah, which is great. I think helmets, you know, I know that they may not always look great, but I think it definitely could have prevented a possible injury last night, maybe, that we're going to talk about later when we get more into the injury report.
Well, that one guy you're talking about, he's 3 rocks short of a toothpick anyway, so he's been hit a few times. I don't think a helmet would have helped him any. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But I mean, I agree. You know, all the safety measures, the vests and the helmets are all in there for the Cowboy protection, but they've just got to be able to wear them. You know, I mean, it's their choice, and there's reasons behind that, and we'll get into the science of that too. That's actually a really good thing to get into. But man, let's talk about the World Championship race. Just when you think Kaiki is the man to beat, which in my mind, he's riding way too hot, there's nobody who's going to have a chance. I hate to say that because Cooper Davis really deserves it. That kid is spectacular. And you know that he's feeling the pressure. Right now, he came into last night's round 60 points out of world number 1. In updated standings, he's just shy of 208 points after coming in, splitting the second place spot last night with Ty Pazavan, and Kaiki coming and winning first place, which I'm going to say it here on the Rodeo Roundup. There's no way Kaiki should have pulled a victory out last night. I know you're trying to stay peaceful with everybody, but I will call them out. That was nowhere near an 89-point ride last night.
I was more impressed with Cooper's ride than anything. You know, JB came off early. You know, Cooper came out, and I really liked the way he rode his bull, and then the energy in the arena was just crazy, you know, waiting for the big shakeup. Is Cooper going to take number 1? And then Kaiki comes out, and I really enjoyed Cooper's ride, I think, more than Kaiki's round win ride.
You know, and what a lot of people might say, too, they may disagree with me. And the reason for that is if you look at the scores and how the scores played out last night, Kaiki got a better bull rider part of the score than the bull, which made up the extra half a point than what Cooper did, which I agree. Kaiki was in complete control of that bull last night more than Cooper was. Cooper was hanging on for dear life. But the caliber and the power of the bovine that was underneath each one of them were on two separate ends of the world.
I would have to agree. And then, I mean, JB, they've each ridden 2 bulls now. Do you think he's going to come out tonight and really try to get that ride?
Oh, I will go right now saying there's no possible way that JB will buck off tonight.
Yeah. Do you think he still has a chance at beating out Cooper and Kaiki?
I don't think he has a chance at the World Finals, at the overall World Championship, but depending on how the stumbling blocks fall, he could still be in there for the overall event championship. But I mean, it's very well noted through the year that when JB, as he puts it in his words, rides like a sissy the night before, where he's just not ready and he pretty much raises his leg and steps over, he comes back with a vengeance, and 9 out of 10 times you will never see the reigning PBR World Champion buck off 2 in a row.
Okay, that's good to know, because this is my first PBR Finals.
Yeah, and I mean, he's Mr. Consistency. I was shocked at the effort, or I should say lack of effort last night on behalf of JB Mooney.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've only seen him ride it quite a few times, but when he came off around with like the 2 or 3 second mark, I was almost in shock, because I was waiting for just another win like he's had the past 2 nights, and then when he came off and he looked disappointed and the crowd looked disappointed, and then I think that may have given Cooper a little bit of a push up, and then Cooper came out and just took 8 seconds, and I was in awe.
Yeah, and tonight in round 4 is the second and final time that these Cowboys see the ABBI Classic bulls that we saw in round 1. We talked about earlier, this Pennabuckan Bulls is giving the Cowboys hell all season long. I mean, and they shouldn't. They're young bulls, but for some reason this year, these top bull riders in the world, they just can't get a handle on them. And each and every time we've seen the ABBI Classics, it's been horrible for the Cowboys. I mean, these stock contractors are raising some fantastic bucking bulls that are going to be, coming up and taking the spots of the Asteroids, of the Bushwhackers, of the Mickey Mouse that pass away. All the great legendary bulls. There's a lot more legends brewing on the horizon.
Yeah, and I actually got the opportunity to sit next to a stock contractor last night, and we were watching their bulls, and they had 2 bulls in there, and they were just kind of laughing, saying, they've got better bulls and they really want to bring them out. So it's funny that you say that, because these stock contractors, they're just breeding, better and better and better. And then, I really hope that these Cowboys will be able to catch up, because I think it's just going to get better as it goes.
Absolutely, and we talked about Kaiki's huge win last night, 89 points. Right after the round and after the press conference, I was able to catch up with him to get his thoughts via a interpreter on the event so far, and the stresses in the Brazilian family atmosphere that they do. So let's go to break, and we're going to bring you the live press conference from last night, along with my exclusive interview with Kaiki Pachenko following his round 3 win. And we'll come back and round out today's pre-show with some major injury updates and our predictions on round 4. How does that sound?
Great. Let's get to it.
All right. We'll be right back with you. Here comes the live press conference from round 3 and my exclusive interview with round 3 winner, 89-point rider out Crazy Horse, Kaiki Pachenko.
Joining us inside the press room right now, for those of you watching and tuning along with us here on PBR Live, press in Kaiki Pachenko just a moment ago leads this round, picks up a significant round win, 300 points, jumps into the lead over the overall, creates a massive amount of separation between himself and world number 3, JB Mooney, who looked like his biggest threat, and then also widened the gap between himself and world number 2, Cooper Davis. clearly has to be a very confident young man right now. Ka'ike, always a pleasure to see you up here. Members of the press that are here with us as well. We'll open it up, but I would like to begin. Ka'ike, anything you want to say?
I'm very happy. Thank you for all the people here.
Now, I will say this, there are a lot of fans, even some in this room, a lot of fans right now still tuned in to PBR Live watching us around the world, many in Brazil. So if you'd like to say anything and address them in Portuguese, please feel free.
Agradeço a todo mundo que está assistindo no Brasil pela força que dão para nós competidores brasileiros que competem aqui. Agradeço a todos os meus fãs americanos, a PBR por tudo que tem feito para os competidores. Isso é muito importante para a gente e estou muito feliz.
He's very thankful for the fan base and all the people that have been supporting him all along, and PBR Brazil, and this is just really giving him a big boost of confidence.
He's been fantastic here as we break down the lead so far. Give you quick round results for the press. Ka'ike tonight, 89. Ty Positbon was 88.5. Cooper Davis was 88.5. Wallace elevated Marco Bucci will split fourth and fifth, or fourth I should say, because Ty and Cooper split second and third. So fourth and fifth will go to Wallace and Marco with an 87.5. All in all, pretty good night of bull riding. It was tough fighter world number one, as you would expect. So at this time, we'll open up to anybody in the press. We're still waiting on Cooper Davis to come in. So if you guys would, whenever I can call on you, if you'll identify yourself for me, please. Tell us where you're from, your media outlet, and we can ask a question to Ka'ike. If you'd like to go first. Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ka'ike, this is your first time winning ground on final. What do you feel right now? Como é que você se sente pela primeira vez ganhando o primeiro round na sua final, que já é a segunda?
Estou muito contente, tranquilo, feliz por ter montado bem. Só quero continuar montando bem meus touros, realizando um bom trabalho.
Obrigado.
He's really happy that he's had success riding each time, and
Só quero continuar realizando um bom trabalho.
yeah, he wants to be able to keep this up.
As you would expect, $1 million on the line and the fact that we're world champion. Who's next? Questions for Ka'ike?
How many times have you had that bull before?
Question was, how many times have you had that bull before?
2 times.
2 times? Did you ride him the first time?
Yes, 3 times.
Oh,
E você montou todas as vezes?
Todas as vezes.
No, every time.
oh.
Well, every time. That was the bull, I believe, that you most recently won Tucson on. Was that Tucson? So, Tucson matchup. Or rode in the championship around Tucson. Chase Outlaw was the eventual winner of Tucson.
Christian Durant, PBR.com. Thank you. Playing off her question, you managed to actually pick Crazy Days pretty late in the draft. Were you excited when you saw it was still there? You were able to get it?
Ele está perguntando se você estava contente de ter a opção de escolher esse motor.
Sim, eu fiquei muito contente a hora que eu vi que ninguém tinha escolhido ele, porque é um excelente touro, já tinha montado nele 2 vezes. Eu fiquei muito contente de ter conseguido pegar esse touro.
He was surprised that no one had picked it yet, and he knows the bull, and so he was happy to have that opportunity.
I'll weigh in here for just a second. I'll tell you that we have a very smart young man sitting here to my left, and I promise you, the other guys made a very critical mistake in leaving that bull for Ka'ike Pacheco to pick, because he did exactly what the world number one should do, and that was pick a bull that he had a ton of confidence on and ride, and not only ride, but win the round in a commanding position. So it's sure fun to watch. Anybody else?
Ka'ike, você acha que foi prejudicado na montaria de ontem? Você acha que merecia um rewrite na de ontem?
Eu acho que o touro pulou dentro do grid comigo, me atrapalhou um pouco, minha corda deu uma corrida na mão. Então isso me prejudicou um pouco, isso acabou me colocando na clock. Mas se eles acham que eles estão certos, eles são juízes. Não estou bravo por ter caído no meu touro, estou muito contente por ter montado bem nele. É um excelente touro, concorrendo a touro do ano também. Então estou muito feliz.
I'll ask you if you'll give me the question and also if you give me a summarization of the answer.
Então, traduzindo a minha
So the
pergunta, a
question
resposta
was,
dele.
does he feel that not riding yesterday set him back in any way? And Kaiki feels that it's a great bull. He said the same thing yesterday. It's a great bull. He feels that even though he was bucked a little bit in the pen, that threw him off a little bit, but he still feels that he rode that bull very well.
Okay, anyone else? I know we're still waiting on, I believe, Cooper Davis to come in and join us. Maybe in Sports Med. We'll be wrapping up here in a minute, so while we have Kaiki up here for us, if you guys would like to ask any more questions, please let us know.
Margaret from KPVM TV. I'm from Las Vegas. What is the motivating factor behind getting you to this point? What motivated you the most?
Question was a motivating factor to get Kaiki to this point.
O que está te motivando para chegar até esse ponto?
Meu sonho desde quando eu comecei a montar, desde quando eu era criança, eu sempre assisti o campeonato aqui e sempre tive o sonho de ser campeão mundial. Graças a Deus estou realizando um bom trabalho, estou muito contente, estou indo bem. Só quero montar bem meus touros e conquistar esse sonho.
Since he was little, he's been watching these championships, and it's been his dream to be the champion. And he feels like he really is realizing his dreams.
Right now, Jacob Cooper's see a little bit, are we gonna hold for him? No. We're not gonna make it.
We're not holding for Cooper.
No, Cooper's in sports med right now, so
Okay.
he won't be able to make it in.
Sorry,
Sorry about
towards
that.
the course of that, the end of that bull ride, just a little quick clarification on Cooper. It looked from the arena standpoint that he may have taken a glancing shot to the leg. I don't think we'll find out, no speculation, but probably why he's in sports med getting looked at. Justin Flisco may have been back there as well. It is the leg, ankle issue, so he took a shot. So Cooper's in sports med right now being looked at. Any other questions for Kaiki Laura?
Bonnie Hay with the Pepper Stewart Show. Riding with Guillermo and Joao, I'm kind of going in a different direction here, but what's that do with your confidence? And, you know, that's some big shoes to fill in a sense, but you do such a good job anyway.
Então ela está falando que você está competindo junto com pessoas que se desempenham muito bem, né? O João Ricardo, o Guilherme Marco, e como que você sente assim que você pode competir com eles?
Eu estou muito contente porque eu sempre assisti eles. Desde quando eu comecei a assistir eles montando, todos os brasileiros, Guilherme Marques e o João, acompanhava ele no Brasil, Silvano também eu acompanhava ele no Brasil por vídeos. São todos os competidores brasileiros, os americanos também, como Diego Nunes, eu assistia muitos vídeos deles. Para mim é uma realização muito grande estar competindo junto com essas feras.
Use the word feras. That's a word of someone who's really top notch. And he said that he's been watching videos of these guys from the beginning. And he also included Suvan Alves in this and JB Mooney, and he says it's an incredible privilege to be here fighting with them.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, tonight the round winner, Kaiki Pacheco, picking up 300 points in the world standings, so significant moment there. If I can, let me try to get a quick moment and give you a fast recap. Even most of you in the media are probably much quicker with this than I. If I can get you a world standings position, I will. It's not coming up, so we'll have one on the website, PBR.com, for those of you with us at the PBR Live Event Center. And for those of you watching on PBR Live, thanks everybody for tuning in for the press conference. It's been a great night. We'll catch you back up tomorrow with pre-show, the Blue Carpet intro on PBR Live and PBR.com's homepage. We'll see you soon tomorrow afternoon. Good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, night number 3 of the 2016 PBR World Finals is in the books. And if you thought the World Championship race was close, wait till tonight. Cooper Davis, 88.5, and you come one bull after. 89, steal the show and lengthen your lead. It's got to be a crazy night and a crazy event so far for you.
Você chegou agora no finalzinho e ponto a mais você tirou tudo de todo mundo. E what's your question for him?
Just how he feels after, doing 2 for 3 and lengthening the lead that he has.
Que você realmente conseguiu estender a tua vantagem, né? Então, como é que você se sente quanto a isso agora?
Estou muito contente por ter montado bem no meu touro, realizado um bom trabalho nessa noite. Feliz por ter montado bem as outras noites também. Só tranquilo, vou procurar montar bem nos meus outros touros também para realizar um bom trabalho.
Yeah, he's just really pleased with how well he's been able to ride bulls this whole event, and he does plan to keep riding well and doing a really good job.
Absolutely. And one last question, because I know a lot of people want to talk to you. But throughout, you've had your ups and downs all season long, and it's been really talked about that Silvano Alves has really kind of taken you underneath his wing and kept you grounded. How much of what you've done this year do you think that you owe to him, and how has he helped you coming over from Brazil and being a fresh face on a PBR? What has he done for you over here to keep you grounded and keep you going to the top each and every weekend?
Na verdade, eles estão querendo saber qual que é o papel do Silvano Alves no teu desempenho, na sua adaptação, no seu sucesso aqui.
Não só o Silvano Alves, como todos os outros brasileiros, aqui a gente somos como uma família, sempre um ajudando o outro, porque só nós, brasileiros, sabemos das dificuldades que passamos aqui, acostumar com outra cultura, com outros tipos de touros que não são iguais do Brasil, são mais ágeis, então somos como uma família aqui, sempre um ajudando o outro. Todos os brasileiros são muito importantes para mim.
He's saying Silvano Alves is very important, but they all the Brazilians that are here, they're living as a family. And so he doesn't discount the support of the entire team. And they really do need each other because they feel like there's adversity when they're the only ones that understand things the way they do, that are living the way that they are living. And the bulls here are different. They're faster, they're tougher, they're just harder to ride, and so it's a challenge, and they're loving it.
Absolutely. And the Brazilians, over the first 3 rounds, are giving all their fans that come from your homeland something to cheer about each and every night, because you guys are putting on a display, so congratulations, and let's keep looking forward to your first ever World Championship.
Ele está admirado de quantos brasileiros estão dominando os eventos e ele realmente está torcendo para você ganhar esse torneio.
Thank you very much.
Campeonato, né? Vencer o campeonato.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here, 2016 PBR World Finals, night number 3 in the books. Number 1 man, number 1 in the world, Kaique Pacheco, 89 points. Well, as you could see there, Kaique is all amped up, and we talked about the Brazilian family connection, and we got a little behind the scenes on what life is like for these Brazilians on tour and how much respect they have for each other. So that was kind of a cool deal, and I really look to be sitting down with Kaique tomorrow afternoon with a brand new gold and silver belt buckle and $1 million check around him. I don't think he can lose.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think he's got a really good support system here in Vegas.
Let's talk about it, because last night was, was that rough on the Cowboys tonight. Dr. Tandy Freeman and his Justin Sports medical staff are going to be very busy. The Justin Sports Medicine doors opened up at 10 o'clock this morning, and I have a feeling they're going to be going all the way to showtime with these guys, because let's talk about Robson Palermo. We saw him in round 1. Obviously, he's not competing. Fraser Babington has come in and taken his spot, but there is a very, very good reason for that. What do you know on it?
That he had in his knee a torn ligament, right, Palermo?
Yep. He had a left knee ligament tear, so he will be requiring surgery, which he will be doing that here probably next week with Tandy down in Texas once everything is done before he heads to the off season to get to go back home to Brazil and spend some time with his family and do some rehab. He'll probably get on some bulls over there because Kaiki, in his interview, I mean, you heard it for yourself, he said that the bulls in the United States are a lot ranker, a lot meaner, and a lot stronger than the bulls that they have in Brazil. So probably what would be good for Robson is to head back home, spend some time with his family, rehab, and get on some quote-unquote practice bulls back down there and start winning some events, regaining his confidence, and come back strong for 2017.
And that does surprise me when he said that they were a lot ranker here in the U.S. You'd think it would be opposite almost, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I've never been there, but I mean, if you watch that the Netflix show Fearless, which we had got to stream and preview before it came out on Netflix, it's a very interesting and a whole completely different Western lifestyle out there in the sport of bull riding.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that one. It's on Netflix?
It is on Netflix. It's called PBR Fearless.
PBR Finals. Yep. I'll have to watch that.
All right. And then Mason Lowe, it didn't look like he got too bad of a hit last night, but it caused some injuries, and we really didn't know. Mason Lowe got hung up a little bit, got thrown over the top of that bull, and took some shots to the chest, against his protective vest, which really could have saved him from being even worse than it was. But he was actually diagnosed on the injury report with a deep bruised chest and a left leg laceration. He is probable for tonight's round. I have not gotten any updates on that, but pretty much when Tandy says probable, you're going to see him. And Mason Lowe, tell you what, that kid really needs to turn this World Finals around, because he is not having a great World Finals right now. He is struggling. He is 0 for 3, and it's just these next 2 rounds, the bulls get ranker and ranker, and with possible broken ribs and fighting through the pain, I just I don't see that there's anything that Mason Lowe can prove to anybody.
Yeah, and that's too bad. I did see him jump off. I didn't think anything was wrong until he took his helmet off, and he was really trying to breathe hard, and I was really hoping that he wouldn't have any broken ribs. So I'm glad that it's not a broken rib, but it's still not great that he still has that bad bruise.
Absolutely. And a scary time last night, very scary. Zane Cook, he took a shot last night, and everybody thought the worst. I mean, he was laying down on that arena floor, and the good news is, I talked to Tandy last night, all he has is a bruised right shoulder and arm, and is very probable for tonight. So he got off extremely lucky for that wreck that he took last night.
Yeah, which is good, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen there, and it's so hard to see. You get to watch it on the TV, so you have that close-up, but I couldn't see anything from where I was, so I was hoping it wasn't bad.
Yeah, the one that was bad last night, and it's interesting. Every time we see a live telecast on CBS Sports Network, and they play the opening credits, you see this guy with Tandy Freeman laying down the arena yelling, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," after being knocked out, and it happened to him again last night. Man, Neil Holmes, he got loosened up, he got flung over the front end, and that bull's head hit him right between the horns. I believe from what I saw, he was knocked out the first hit, and then he come down, got flung back, and just came down full force into the top of that horn for a second time. And I did not know what the outcome was going to be. That was not pretty. But you know what? Neil Holmes is one tough SOB. And to see him come from getting completely knocked out and becoming rigid to waking up and, well, I wouldn't say walking out of the arena, stumbling out with a lot of help out of the arena last night, was a very, very good sign, but he is questionable tonight with a major concussion and facial lacerations from when the horn hit him in the face. This is where we talked about the whole inception of the concussion protocol. It is going to be a last-minute decision on if we are going to see Neil Holmes or an alternate in round 4 in the concurring rounds, because he has to completely pass 100% a concussion protocol that the Justin Sports Medicine team has in place to make sure that these guys are capable of riding safely.
Yeah, for sure. And I completely agree with that protocol. I didn't think that he was going to be awake. I mean, I saw him, he hit the bull in the head like you were saying, and then he just got flung, and there was no movement on the ground. So when they all ran out there, I thought he was definitely going to be taken out on the stretcher. But like you said, he's tough, so he stumbled his way out of there. But I'm not really sure if he's going to be coming back, but you never know.
I'll guarantee you, if he can pass the concussion protocol test, he will be on a bull. He does not want to turn it down, but my only thing is, after last night, he's the type of guy that's already got a few marbles rock loose. So anything else that keeps happening on a recurring basis makes things a lot worse. So my only question, and when I get to the arena, I'm going to try to find out, what that is, so I can bring any breaking news regarding this. But the main question is whether he's going to pass that protocol or not.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if maybe we'll see another alternate tonight.
Absolutely. And last thing, because we're wrapping up, we're close to 30 minutes here, and we got to get going. But there's a whole lot of history that could be made here tonight. Last night when JB bucked off, he was $21,000 away from being the first ever $7 million cowboy in the PBR. And he bucked off last night, which means, guess what? He's still $21,000 away. So anybody holding a ticket is, I'm going to go out on a limb and saying whether you're holding a ticket for tonight or tomorrow, you're guaranteed to see history made one of those 2 nights here to close out the 2016 World Finals, as JB Mooney surpasses the $7 million mark on his quest.
And that's just impeccable. $7 million. And how old is he? Like they're in his 30s?
Shoot, I think he's 29, 30, something like that.
And $7 million. That blows my mind. And the whole crowd was just in awe. So I really hope that, he can come out tonight and we can witness history.
Absolutely, and if history is made, he will be brought into the media room, so I will be getting that exclusive interview when it happens, and we will add that to our pre-show here from Las Vegas. And if it happens to happen after our last pre-show, then we will add that interview onto our social media platforms in the upcoming days once I get to sit down with him.
Yeah, that sounds great. I hope we witness it tonight.
Awesome. Well, we are a few hours away from round 4. We have tonight's round and then the final 2 rounds of competition tomorrow afternoon from the legendary T-Mobile Arena. But we can't do anything without a fantastic concert coming up tonight. The former frontman of Aerosmith, Steven Tyler. I may let you cover Steven Tyler because one of my favorite 80s hairs bands is playing outside on the plaza for a free show. I might leave the arena for a little bit. Warrant is live on the plaza tonight prior to round 4. The musical acts this year have been phenomenal, and Sean Gleason and the PBR team have done nothing but the utmost best that they could, bringing in the best musical artists from all genres to celebrate the inaugural season inside of T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, Steven Tyler goes country right here in Las Vegas.
I never thought those 2 things would come out of anybody's mouths, but hey, the great PBR song, Steven Tyler did a fantastic job on that, and I will guarantee you he'll probably be playing that here tonight, but we can't wait, and we'll catch up right after the round, and We'll get the press conference along with our round winner exclusive interview here later on tonight. So stay tuned to the RodeoRoundup.com for all of your in-depth coverage live from the 2016 PBR World Finals. For Before the Buck, this is Jason Hetland.
And Kirsten Durant.
Right here live from Las Vegas. We'll see you in a few short hours live from the T-Mobile Arena.